201 we are going to discuss the topic what is the difference between statics and parameter, and this topic is related to the unit of fifth, and it is very important for the sampling theory, and it is also very important for to understand in the tutorial or lecture I will share with how it is related to the conception of testing of hypothesis. But for a prior information we need to understand what is the difference between parameter and statistics. Actually, parameter is related to the characteristics of population, and sample is related to the characteristics of statistics. Number one, suppose you are considering the average weight of all males in India, it will be considered as the population parameter. But if you will consider the average weight of all males in UP, that will be considered as a sample. And always remember that we draw the sample from the population. So when we make a distinct, so remember this is a sign of x bar and this is a mean or average of sample. So this denotation is very important while you are using a concept of testing of hypothesis. So be very careful. We use the mu symbol for the population. We use sample for s, sample standard deviation. This is a standard deviation, but for the mean, for the standard deviation of the population we use this symbol. Variance s square, variance standard deviation is square. Proportion denoted by the small p, population is denoted by the big P proportion. N represents the size of sample. Remember I have written the number, but it still is the size of sample, and N denotes the size of the population. And now why we are understanding this different static and parameter, because this concept is also important for the conception of estimation, which we will further also discuss. Estimation, testing of hypothesis and finding a difference between calculated value and actual value, and this is also important to determine the sample size. Remember one important thing, sample may be from many types. It may be drawn from the random method, it may be drawn from the non-probability method, it may be drawn from the some cluster, it may be drawn from some methods of like quota, it may be drawn from the snowball, but all these rules are applicable in this context. And when you draw the sample, remember when you are drawing a sample and you are seeing the mean of sample and you are seeing a mean of the population, when you will find is there any significant difference if we are drawing a because sample we draw from the population and then we draw the conclusion. So for drawing a conclusion we must have information about the population. This process to estimate something, the characteristic of is known as estimation, and but is better related to the point estimation. And for analysis we also study the concept of interval estimation. So when you have full knowledge about what is the difference between sample and statistic and parameter, when you know the symbols you can also understand the relationship between the body, how we can test the hypothesis, how we can find the estimation, either the point estimation, either the interval estimation. And further it is also important to relate the confidence level concept, confidence level or the level of significance, but need to more theoretical understanding of this conception is very important to relate the further topic.